Chippewa Valley is going to be cold these next few days, but at what point should we expect to see that dreaded four-letter word? Our weekend meteorologist Jeremy Landgrebe takes a look at when we usually see our first snowfall.
Some of you may be wondering if we are getting close to or have any chances of seeing snow in October before Halloween. Our first measurable snowfall, which is snow falling less than an inch, was on October 4th in 2014, and the latest was on January 1st in 1914. Now, on average, it is November 5th. Our earliest snowfall more than an inch, which was on October 12th, 2009. The average for this amount of snow is also a bit later, November 19th. Now, when talking about measurable snow, it is snow that measures at least 1/10 of an inch. Usually, we actually get snowfall before snow is measured, and it's called trace. The problem with trace is that it is snow that cannot be measured, so it's likely to have snow before our average of November 5th. Last year, for example, we had trace amounts of snow on November 1st, but our first measurable snow was on November 13th. Now, looking at our graph now, you can see that it isn't until November where we get noticeable amounts of snow. So even though we may have snow in October that is trace, chances are that it wouldn't be noticeable amounts. Now, when we look back in time, it may give us an insight of possibly seeing snow in October. In the last 5 years, 80% of the time our first snowfall was in October. The last 10 years shows that only 60% of the time our first snowfall was in October, and 40% of the time it was in November. And then in the last 20 years, 60% of the time our first snow was in November and 40% in October. Now, these numbers then show that recently, late October into early November is when we usually get our first snowfall. However, this is only data. We will have to leave it up to Mother Nature to really decide if our first snow is going to be from now until Halloween, or is it closer to Thanksgiving.